Hey, good evening. I'm really happy to have you here. My name is Daniel, I was a professional opera singer and beatboxer, and tonight we're gonna be listening to Stanin's cover of 2 Feet. So, this is by Terrace. I have high hopes for this. More like, his sounds are just so powerful, so impactful. His combinations are simple enough that the layman can really feel every sound in its full entirety and just let those sounds really impact you on a more intuitive level. And his mixing and mastering is just remarkable. I'm really excited to jump into this and I hope you are as well. So without any further delay, let's just jump into it.
And drank all night, acted all alright. Had no need to fight tonight. Clocked and drank all night, acted all alright. Had no need to fight tonight. Cast me far away, play these little games, acting all okay today. Cast me far away, play these little games, acting all okay today.
Oh, that was so sick, dude. Like I mentioned at the very beginning, you know, his combinations are more or less actually pretty simple, that we can understand them and just really feel them in the depths of our soul. But it's more like he really understands mixing and the power of mixing, and you can really feel that in his reverb, in the way that he places echoes to continue musical phrases, not just as an additional effect, but he uses those echoes to create additional musical lines while preparing and setting up for future musical cadences. And it really is very intelligent to structure it in those ways, because you still get the classic original groove that we're introduced to at the beginning, but because of this reverb coming in and these echoes coming in at very specific points throughout the cadences, it just feels like a completely new structure, even though it's more or less the same structure, just with heavier sounds. And I'll get into this more when we do the analysis, so let's just do that. Yeah, I really like that in the beginning where he's pretty far away from the mic, creating that distance kind of effect. just to say that we're slowly creeping into the piece instead of just starting right into it with controlled dynamic, which I can appreciate the style of. You see this a lot in the professional scene of beatboxing as well, where if a beatboxer wants a particular sound to have an entrance where it sounds like it's rapidly approaching or very slowly approaching, but having a strong intensity, you'll typically see their mic technique just be way far away from their mouth, their sound, just so they can start making the sound, and the sound can just start picking up a lot of steam the closer it gets to them. So this is really cool, and especially the fact that he just starts in this very light mix or head voice. It's really hard to tell with Terrace because his voice is so smooth, but the moment he goes into that electric guitar, that first note, yeah, you just feel that slight texture in comparison to the just getting this understanding that you understand the vibe of the piece. I really dig that a lot. That's honestly just done through a simple gargle in your throat. Really simple to produce, but he just utilizes it very smoothly just to create a different texture in the cadence. I dig it a lot. Yeah, and this entire section here also feels like the sustain pedal on a piano, where he's just kind of holding it down and allowing all of these sounds to mesh together to create a bit of a more muddled atmosphere where there's just a strong coalescence or concatenation of sounds just all blending together. And it feels like a crowd of people almost, where there's just a million people talking and you can't really pick out any one conversation, any one sound in particular, because it's just all sustained. It's all together in that one sound. So to build this kind of atmosphere based off of all of the sounds he's made so far, it's a really interesting choice. That was a really great lead-in. Yeah.
All night, acted all alright. Had no need to fight tonight.
Yeah, and he adds reverb on the end of every other line, and it just adds a little bit more of a continuation into the following cadence, which I dig.
Acted all alright. Had no need to fight tonight.
That lip roll is so clean. Ah, yeah, dude.
And drank all night, acted all alright. Had no need to fight tonight.
Just that texture. It's very breathy, but also very direct and vocalized. I love it.
Had no need to fight tonight.
His electric guitar is so good. Yeah, dude. He just has this... Listen to that, to the way that he just introduces the guitar. This very slight squeak before he actually gets into the note of the guitar. Ah! It's just so clean, dude. Really great breath control there. Because that is an inward sound, taking in a little bit of air, but nothing too overdramatic, because the electric guitar doesn't necessarily require a lot of air because you're constricting the airflow. Is a very small amount of breath that you need if you were to really intake a ton of air. So just doing small intakes of It's enough to produce maybe a line and a half of that electric guitar sound. And then if you just do that a couple of times, you'll have strong air. You'll be ready for your next upcoming bass line. Really well done. Really well structured in terms of breath control here. Yeah, and then just using this idea from earlier where we were coalescing and meshing all of these sounds together into one kind of intense atmospheric sound. Now this intense atmospheric sound is being controlled and being crescendoed upward. And you could just feel this ever-growing intensity with this coalesced sound. And it's really intriguing. Yeah, and that heavy bass of... And you just feel the intensity of that lip roll coming in. And also the lip roll is also an inward sound where you're taking in a lot of air. And just the idea that it just grows so heavily and then it's immediately cut off with that really heavy hitting bass. It's a very standard approach to utilize this kind of bass in that fashion, where you have something really growing and then just hitting with that strong bass line. But it never fails. It's honestly all reliable in this way, and he's executing it extraordinarily well. Oh, it's just so clean here. These very clean snares. Yeah, dude. It's just so clean. Let's just listen to it again. Just changing the effect on that lip roll too. Going from into, you just get the slight change in its texture just for pitch modulation purposes, but also because that new bass texture just adds a little bit more contrast to the line itself, to the bass itself. Like the same type of bass, so where it doesn't feel bizarre in any way, but the fact that the feeling of it changed. That superficial textural layer was changed, not just for the pitch, but for that texture itself. It's a very nice touch there. Yeah, and this is what I mean by the mixing and mastering, just continuing the lines. Because when you hear that, while that's happening, Terrace is already doing the new bass line with that lip roll. And to hear that off in the distance while the bass is still so heavy hitting, it feels like he's just doing so many different melodic lines at the same time when it's really just the reverb happening. And this is the real brilliance of this mixing and mastering. Yeah! Yeah, and his sounds are just so clean. They're so strong, and it just pierces right through to your core, and it's just so well done. Obviously, there are a ton of beatboxers out there that love, myself included, that love very traditional styles of beatboxing, where there's hardly any mixing or mastering done to it. You just fully appreciate in awe the skill and level of the beatboxer and what they are personally capable of making in one given moment without reverb, mixing and mastering, all this stuff just live in the mic. But I also really dig sounds like this and pieces like this where you not only see the incredible skill of the beatboxer, but you also just get an insight into how they choose to approach music and their skill level in being able to not just generate their own music, but modify it, pervert it, manipulate it in a way that is so intriguing and just wraps others. Really incredible stuff here, Terrace.
Cast me far away, lady's little girl, acting all okay. today, today. Cast me far away. Turn this.
And his body is just so fluid with everything that he wants to do too. Even when he wants to taper out a sound, you'll see him move away from the mic and then just flow right back into it. It's really fun like that. He reminds me a lot of like a jellyfish. Just a wave-like figure just kind of moving to its own groove. I really dig it.
Today, today. Cast me far away.
Yeah, strong reverb just on that one line. Nothing else is adding to it to make it mesh. It's just that one line that reverbs, which is really specific on that mixing there.
Cast me far away. Learn these little games. Catching all okay. Today, today.
The pitches in his lip rolls. Oh. Oh, dude, just incredible stuff here, man. Oh, that was really good. He's doing a lot of inward sounds here. So when you're constantly intaking air like that, to have really breathy sounds to release some of that air, where you just allow all of this air into your mouth to spin in your mouth to create that hollow kind of breath effect, but that breath is being extricated out. You're not really holding that breath in your lungs, you are releasing that breath, so you have much more room to take in more of that breath in your inward sounds again. And that's, again, really great breath control here from Terrace. Oh, and I just love the way he transitions from that K into the bass. I'm gonna have a really hard time doing this. Maybe it's a rim shot? Nah, it's just as hard for me, but the idea is still the same, and this is a weird shot of his fist. It looks like his shirt is taking over his fist here. But the idea still is the same of he just seamlessly transitions that K, and you get that really strong K, but right back into that bass, and it's pretty difficult to transition both of those that seamlessly as he's making it. Ah, dude, it's tough. It's tough making it that clean. Really good stuff here from Terrace. Love it. Ah! I feel like that's his signature there. Or whatever he does there. Incredible. Yeah, his pitch control on his lip rolls is just insane, dude. Yeah, really incredible stuff here, Terrace. This is another banger, man. Really, really digged it. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. If y'all liked it, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you didn't like it, please leave a dislike and let me know why in the comments below. I do read all of the comments, even if I may not heart or reply to all of them, so please just know that your comments do not go unnoticed, and I do take them into further consideration as I make future videos. I'm still developing my Patreon right now. I'm making a lot of content for it, not just for music videos, but for anime content as well. And hopefully some of those videos will also be out on YouTube, and I can't wait to launch it for all of you to see. I really appreciate your patience and how long it's been taking me to make this Patreon, so again, thank you so much for your patience. My live streams are Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time currently. If you guys would like to stop by and say hey or ask any questions about myself or the channel, I'd love to be there for you guys. I always want to take a moment to tell you how grateful I am that you guys are here watching these videos, and I'm so deeply appreciative that you guys are here. It really means a lot to me, and I can't wait to see all of you in the next video. Have a great rest of your evening, everyone.